Today I'm going to show you how to adjust your colors in the Print Optimizer software without having to go back and readjust your colors in whatever design software you may be using. So for our design here, we're doing our design work in Photoshop. And as you can see, the colors that we're working with are primarily like a deep yellow, bright orange, and a black. These are our primary colors for this design. A lot of times what can happen when artwork is uploaded, the art files, into whatever design program or print program that you're using, they can come out slightly different or drastically different depending on the color profiles or waveforms that are programmed into whatever print software or program it is you're using. Right here, we're just going to concern ourselves with the orange. So in whatever design software it is you use, whether it's Photoshop, Corel Draw, doesn't matter, they all normally come with what's called a color picker, and it looks like the little eyedropper. To get an idea of what your colors are supposed to be or how they're being processed in red, we're going to go ahead and take the eyedropper and we're just going to click and sample the color. Once we have the color sampled, wherever it is in your program that you're working with, you can open it up and you can get your color code information. You get your hexadecimal colors, you get your CMYKs, your RGBs, whatever it is that transitions or translates to get this color. As you can see, ours is for CMYK 0, 53, 95, and 0 in that CMYK order. This is important to know because when you're printing, you're going off the CMYK color codes. You're not relying solely on RGB. Please remember that RGB is mainly for digital display only. Computer screens, television screens, your smartphones, things of that nature. They only use 3 color codes, red, green, and blue, and that's for mixing digital light. You do not follow that for CMYK, while CMYK is actually mixing actual ink colors together to produce a new color. So once we have that, you'll know exactly what kind of color codes to put in should you need to make any kind of corrections or see where the change is in the color profiles. Right now we have our artwork in here right now. We have this little logger logo. What we're going to do is show you how you can correct it. Right now, it looks kind of dull, and if you saw it a little earlier, you noticed that it was a bit brighter, more vibrant. All right, so we're doing a sample print first of our artwork here. We're gonna see how the colors come out, and if you're paying attention as it first comes out, you'll notice and see what your colors are actually look like. You can also So now that we did our first test print and we saw how the colors came out, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our artwork back up. And so all I'm simply going to do is drag it from the bottom back up like I just did, or you can reload it, whichever one you prefer to do. But once you have it back in, I'm gonna open it back up so we can make adjustments. I'm gonna go ahead and select the artwork, and in whatever program it is you're using, there should be some kind of color picker or any kind of ability to scan your color or note what the color is. I'm using Print Optimizer here for our printing software, but like I said, in any of your other programs, you should be able to have this function or feature. I'm going to go into our color correction or color sampler. And in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what color code is being programmed into the printer when it's being sent through. Printers are only going to print what they're told to print. They're not going to adjust anything as far as colors are concerned. So how we're perceiving them on screen again is how it may not be how they print exactly. So we need to see exactly what codes these files have that the printer is reading. And again, that comes from the color profiles that are programmed into the software. So it's loading up, and I'm just going to zoom out of this so we can get a good view of everything. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to sample the orange. And up here it tells me what my color code is. Now, if you have your original art file and the program that you created it on or wherever it was created on, you can open that up. And I have mine here in Photoshop, and in the Photoshop, it says my cyan, magenta, yellow, and black should be in that order: 0, 53, 95, and 0 to get the kind of bright orange that I'm looking for. As you can see, it's pretty off. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to make the changes. And in Optimizer, this is how we would make the changes. Again, in whatever program that you're using, you can basically follow these exact same steps, just follow the format that your program utilizes. So as I said before, it's going to be 0 for my cyan, 53 for my magenta, 95 for my yellow, and 0 for my black. I'll make that adjustment. Once it's in there, I'm going to apply it to my art file, and it's been applied. Now, again, depending on what program you're using, you may see a difference right away. You may not see a difference. In Optimizer, I have to hit a reset button for the visual. But once I hit the reset, I should see a difference. And it's been applied. Now, again, depending on what program you're using, you may see a difference right away. You may not see a difference. In Optimizer, I have to hit a reset button for the visual. But once I hit the reset, I should see a difference. So now the new artwork is printing out now. And immediately you can start to see a color change between the earlier sample and this one right here. Now with the two prints now side by side, you can see with them sitting on a white background, the drastic color difference between the two, and just making those color adjustments inside of the software. So again, this is one way you can go about correcting your color codes in either your graphics design software or whatever program it is you're using on your printers, in order to make sure you achieve the color output that you're looking for.